In the world's most secretive nation, a young leader rose, unknown, untested, and armed with absolute authority. His accent was swift, but what followed was a reign shaped by fear, driven by power, and sustained through unrelenting control. This is not just his story, it's a regime built on fear, power, and control.
In 2011, Kim Jong-un inherited not just a nation, but a legacy of paranoia. He was young, the world doubted him, but he knew in a country built on fear, survival meant one thing: power. So he turned to the ultimate symbol of power: nuclear weapon.
By 2017, Kim had overseen over 80 missile tests.
Look at the images we are getting from North Korea. The government is trying to show its strength to the world, claiming it used a, quote, perfected intercontinental ballistic missile during a test on Thursday.
The world watched in fear. The US threatened fire and fury. But Kim did not back down. He believed nuclear power would guarantee his power. No diplomacy, no compromise, only strength.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen. He has been very threatening beyond a normal statement. And as I said, they will be met with fire, fury, and frankly power, the likes of which this world has never seen before. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's break this down. Ethically, Kim Jong-un's decision to pursue nuclear weapons can be traced to one powerful emotion: fear. He feared regime collapse. He feared foreign invasion. He feared losing the absolute grip his family had maintained for generations. But when a leader allows fear to be the foundation of policy, it poisons everything that follows. Decisions are no longer made for people. They are made against them. Just in case they rebel, the nation becomes a bunker, the people became pawns, and every gesture became a defense mechanism. Instead of inspiring hope, he fortified paranoia. Instead of earning loyalty, he enforced obedience. Yes, his fear may have protected his rule in the short term, but at what cost? When fear leads, freedom dies, and that is where ethical leadership ends.
In the lens of power, yes, he succeeded. The world started to take him seriously. He sat face to face with Donald Trump, even earned global. But what is power without purpose? If the power is used to protect the leader, does it serve any ethical good?
Behind the wheel of a military jeep, the 24-year-old barrels towards the south, his fellow North Korean soldiers in hot pursuit.
There's landmines, there are multiple sets of fences, electrified fences, so it's not easy to get across.
The jeep crashes into a ditch, the border so close. He breaks into a run as North Korean guards open fire. Dozens of rounds aimed at the defector, 5 or 6 ripping into him as he crosses the dividing line.
Control became his weapon. Every image of Kim is curated. Every children is trained to praise him, while critics vanished. His control system is absolute but unethical. Leadership without freedom is not guidance, it's captivity.
From a deontological view, what he did is unjustifiable. You cannot justify threatening millions with nuclear weapons, no matter the motive. Leadership requires moral responsibility. Kim's regime prioritizes obedience, not ethics. That's not leadership, it's manipulation.
Still, many argue his nuclear decision worked. He discouraged intervention. He survived. But surviving through fear is not thriving. Ethical leadership requires courage to uplift, not to intimidate. Kim chose domination over dignity.
Another dimension, Korean pride, not only in their country, but in their racial purity. What critics label brainwashing, we're told, is in part the legacy of an ancient culture.
What we do know is that Koreans are fiercely nationalistic. No country has perfected these kinds of things, these mass games, the way North Korea has done.
Fear may protect you, power may shield you, control may silence others, but none of this create peace.
Pyongyang has been ramping up its nuclear weapons program in recent years. In 2019, North Korea spent around $4 billion on defense, which is about 1/4 of the nation's estimated GDP. In 2022, Pyongyang launched an unprecedented 95 ballistic and other missiles, the highest number of tests recorded in the nation's history. In the first 3 months of 2023 alone, North Korea tested over 20 missiles, with no sign it was ready to slow down its nuclear program. Accompanied by his 10-year-old daughter, Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader oversaw recent test launches, which Pyongyang says are part of its mission to deter war with the West.
I mean, the general sanctions that the UN Security Council implemented for security reasons have targeted 90% of the Pyongyang's income. It is not intended to hurt the people, but the truth is the economy as a whole suffers, and when an economy as a whole suffers, the people that suffer first and the most are those that are at the lowest levels of the pyramid.
Ethical leaders don't use fear as armor, they use empathy as strength. Kim's legacy will be remembered, but not as a builder of peace, as a prisoner of power.
In the end, Kim Jong-un's decision wasn't just about building nuclear weapons. It was about building an image of invincibility, of dominance, of a leader who commands through fear rather than trust, through power rather than principle, and through control rather than consent. His reign became a symbol of what leadership can develop into when empathy is abandoned and morality is replaced by militarism. The missiles may have silenced critics abroad, but they could never silence the ethical questions at home. And in doing so, Kim didn't just shape his legacy, he reminded the world what leadership must never become.